Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here with Bahle Goba-Matsho. She is Manager Organisational Effectiveness and Talent Management at Sanlam Corporate. She is going to be one of our speakers at the upcoming Organisational Development Conference on the 28th and 29th in February. She is going to participate in discussing the whole very important area of establishing a culture that is both purpose-driven and human-centric within organizations. Now, Bahle is very well versed in this field. She's got many years professional experience in various industries, amongst others insurance, banking, to name a few. She holds an MBA from Hood College in the USA, and she's done a lot of consulting work and organizational development as well. Bahle, very welcome to you.
Thank you.
So the topic that you will participate in is around the very important area of how do you build and develop a purpose-driven and human-centric culture within an organization. Can you give us a short overview of that?
Right. So there's a saying that's been mentioned many times that culture eats strategy for breakfast. My belief is that culture is actually strategy. So culture shapes the experience of the employees in an organization. And the leadership is key in terms of driving the right culture, the right values, and the right behaviors. And so leaders in an organization have to lead with purpose, and by that they need to make sure that the culture is shaped in the right way, and in shaping the culture they need to collaborate with employees, listen to them and respond, and co-create the culture that is conducive for everybody to thrive in an organization. So culture is critical, and when you look at the current research around why employees leave an organization or why potential candidates want to join an organization, at the forefront of their expectation is the right culture, a culture that is going to be embracing in terms of diversity, inclusion, and belonging, a culture that is going to enable employees to have a voice and be innovative and have their ideas brought to the table, and for them to also shape the business in the way that encourages creativity and high performance. So in my view, a culture that is co-created means that everybody in the organization has the commitment, the passion, and compassion to make sure that there's proper ways of working and everybody has an opportunity to thrive and grow in that organization. Also, culture, as you know, is underpinned by very strong values. And in terms of values, it's good enough to have the values in our websites, our portals, our intranet, but how those values are brought to bear is in terms of how the leadership actually drives those values, drives those behaviors, and display behaviors that are aligned to the values. Also recognizing people that actually live those values and ensure that there's continuous reference to the values, and use different mechanisms and platforms to demonstrate the values and inculcate the right behaviors.
Thank you very much. That was quite a mouthful. Bahle, now you've answered this now very comprehensively, and let's assume now the organization has this purpose-driven, human-centric culture. How do they maintain and stay the course with this culture? Make sure that it continuously have the energy to focus on those values that you're highlighting.
Right. So there are several ways of doing that. I'll give you an example of how we do it in our organization. Leaders walk the corridors. Our leaders connect with our employees. We live in a hybrid way of working in the current days and climate, and therefore there has to be that balance between leaders showing up in a way that connects with employees, and also looking at employees holistically, and also showing up authentically, and to some extent also being vulnerable, showing their vulnerable side, so that employees have a sense of safety or psychological safety, so that employees have a chance to also be authentic and share their concerns in a safe environment where the leaders will listen, with the intention of enabling and supporting the employees. So from time to time, we've got, on a regular basis actually, we've got what we call Power Hour, where we engage with the leaders, and all employees are invited to those forums where the leaders speak about who they are and how they got to where they are, and what values informs how they carry themselves, and talk about their families, so that employees see that they're actually human beings as well. They've had the experience that they have in their junior roles or in their aspirations are not just are just, yes, they carry themselves in a way that says, I really want to be like that leader one day. So it's inspiring, it's motivational, and it makes employees stay engaged and perform at their best. And we've got an adage that says, you need to come as you are, and that brings out the B in the diversity, equity, inclusion.
Yeah, and fantastic. Yeah, I think you've summarized it so well. It's about being the role model, be the change you want to be. Now, just in closing, I'm really looking forward, by the way, to come and listen to your session. But just in closing, from your own experience, what do you think is the most important capability that a change manager, or organization development manager, professional must have at this moment in time?
So I believe very strongly that as a change manager or organizational development practitioner, you need to be flexible, you need to be agile. And what I mean by that is that you need to listen and observe very carefully what the organization's direction is in terms of its vision and its mission, and what its strategic objectives are, and understand what the change drivers are in the business, right? And then connect with the stakeholders to really get close to the understanding of what will shape the future of the organization. Yes. So secondly, you also need to be agile and responsive. Change happens very quickly in an organization, so you need to be agile and responsive and be able to unlearn and relearn very quickly and be adaptable. And also use situational change management approaches, and because no change management approach is one size fits all. So you need to be versatile and be quick to respond and deliver value and impact quickly. Also, capacitating the managers where the rubber hits the road. The managers who are managing teams, they need to have that change agility skill and be able to understand how employees respond to change and be able to support them through different stages of their lives as they go through the change cycle. So being agile, being adaptive, and also having a very strong emotional intelligence, because there's a lot of turbulence during change, right? So you have to be the one who's calming the storms and be able to give proper direction, work with your stakeholders, and also find ways of working with a diverse team and get input from various thoughts, and be able to innovate in a co-creative way. And then also you have to be very human-centric or human-centered, and be the one who listens and understands the experiences of the people as they go through change, and walk the journey with them, and enable the managers and leaders to also make sure that they are sensitive and empathetic towards the employees. And whilst they drive performance, they must also understand that change also comes with stress, and so the whole well-being of employees is critical. So the leadership and managers have to have that sense of emotional intelligence as well, and empathy, and make sure that transitioning through different types of changes in the organization is done in a humanistic way.
Yes, that's well put. Thank you very much, Bahle. We're looking forward to see you on the 28th and 29th.
Thank you so much.
Here in Johannesburg, where we're going to meet as delegates in the conference on organization development. Will be in person as well as online. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much. Looking forward to it.